Hey everybody, Nick here. I hope you're having a great week. Okay, update on the last video I just posted about the DZOFilm lenses. So, good news and bad news. Bad news, I had been in contact with DZOFilm and they were like, yes, we can get you 1 or 2 demo lenses. And then I was like, awesome, let's get after this. And then they were like, actually our demo supply is really tight. We gotta hold off for now, and so I was really bummed. I don't know, if any of you are really enthusiastic, you could email like marketing@dzofilm.com and be like, I really trust the opinion of Nick Salazar. Please send him some demo lenses because I want to hear what he has to say about these things. You don't have to. It would be really sweet though if that happened, because maybe they'd be more inclined to send them. Anyway, I'll at least see them at Cinegear at some point, even if I don't get the chance to kind of like play with them in a little more of a quiet environment. The expos are always such busy places, and basically you get the same crazy, weird, not very interesting floor shots as everyone else. Cinegear is outdoors in Las Vegas at the Warner Brothers studio lot, so it's probably even less likely to get something that you're really interested in shooting there. Anyway, point is, I don't have any of those lenses yet to show you. The good news is I think it's about to rain coverage of these things as some of the larger channels get their hands on them. CVP just put a bunch of the Arles lenses in their lens database. So they have this really amazing tool, I'll leave a link in the description, that lets you see the coverage of any lens on any sensor that you like. And I wish they had a version you could download for offline use, but I end up just taking screenshots and then saving PDFs so that I can really quickly and easily compare lenses. And the Arles lenses look like so on the one hand, their coverage, their field illumination is totally in the range of where it should be for lenses of that speed. It's slightly worse than things like Sigma lenses or Tokina Cinema Vista primes, with which I think they're probably trying to compete with most directly. But those lenses also are slightly slower, just barely. But even though the Arles lenses vignette slightly worse, and I'm talking slightly, not like 2 stops worse, like maybe like half a stop worse, like the corners get darker as you get towards the corners from center. But the good news is that every lens that CVP had information for, which was the 25, 50, 75, and 100, they all appear to have a really, really consistent vignetting pattern. So if you want to correct it, it's pretty easy to set up a correction in Resolve or Premiere or whatever your favorite editor is, and then have that correction work across the lenses. So I've done stuff like that plenty. So this is the Canon 50mm CNE T1.3, and it vignettes pretty hard. I would expect this does worse than what the Arles lenses are doing, but it's still relatively easy to correct. You get pretty dark out by the corners, and so you want a sensor that does really well with shadow detail like this guy. This, you can dig like 6-7 stops into the shadows before noise starts getting really bad. And so if you've got a sensor that can do that, then you can lift those corners and not see crazy, crazy noise in the corners. And so given that that set appears to be really consistent, the pattern is very similar across each lens, you can correct that illumination really handily. And of course, all of them, like by T4, which is what CVP has info on, they do information wide open, and at T4, both at close focus and infinity for each lens. At T4, all of the Arles lenses are like sheets. They're like absolutely even illumination across the frame, even for this VistaVision sensor here. So, bad news, I won't have demo footage for you in the near future, unless you guys like rain down upon the marketing team, which would be so cool. Good news is they still look really interesting. I'm really excited to see how else they perform. I'm extremely interested in what the flare looks like, because a lot of modern lenses try to control flare so much that there's nothing left. And I hope that there's still something interesting there. That's something I miss about my Athena lenses that you even still get in something like this. You can still get some little circular patterns and artifacts and things that I really like to see. It's kind of a balance, trying to correct veiling glare so that you don't wash out the image with a hard light source, but still have some kind of elemental artifacts from the different elements in the lens. So very curious to see what that's like. Again, I assume it's a pretty apochromatic design. It looks from some early posts that I've seen that they're gonna be somewhere around 1,800 bucks a lens. There's a website that shows them at like 1,700 euros, which is like 1,800 bucks, 1,850. But pricing isn't always consistent. Like it's not necessarily a direct currency conversion pricing. So I would guess they're anywhere between $1,600 and $2,000 per lens, which will make them really competitive against things like Sigma, Tokina Cinema Vistas, which are all between $3,000 and $7,000 a lens, basically, depending on which set you're talking about and which focal length. Some are a little more than others. But anyway, that's my quick rant for now. Thanks for listening. I'm still really excited to see what these things can do. And thanks for watching. I hope you're having a great week. I will see you next time.